Hey, what's good, Cowboys Nation? How y'all doing, man? The morning after, I haven't really listened to much this morning. I listened to a couple of players' interviews. Listened to Vox's after game show. I haven't listened to nothing really this morning because I just kind of wanted it to be my thoughts. And um, tough game, tough loss. I had said on Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, that we can't beat ourselves. Um, we kind of put the game in the refs' hands, but we did that by shooting ourselves in the face. I mean, damn, in the foot. We don't want to shoot ourselves in the face. My bad. uh, we make too many mistakes on offense. Missed blocks, false starts, lining up offsides, failure to report or not. I seen some people are saying, talking about Dak taking that sack, and he can't take that. That's easy to say when you're just watching TV. A clip or looking at a still picture. Well, this person was open or this and that. And one thing I always look at and I think about is it's easy for us to say, well, this guy was open, why didn't he hit him? Well, was he looking at that guy at the time? You don't know. You don't know where his eyes was. His head could be here, but his eyes can be here trying to look somebody off. He could be slight looking this way, slight looking that way. I'm hard on the defense because I'm a defensive-minded person. You can't allow. I mean, I understand the Eagles is a good team. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think they're 8-1 good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. They're not. They're not. I've watched some of their parts of some of their games. I've watched some things, and I mean, it's just constantly their offensive line gets passes on stuff, and when your O line gets a pass on holding, false starts, of course and it doesn't take away big plays. Of course, your offense is going to be explosive. So, but it's not about them. It's not about the refs. It's about us as a team. There's things we got to improve on. I listen to Big Nate on Hanging with the Boys, and one thing he said is, he's not going to be too hard on Steele because he's coming back from that injury, and that's where I am too. But I also listen to Brian Broaddus, and he's like, you can't judge a player off of one or two plays. You got to judge them off the 60, 70, how many ever snaps they have. And what you hope for is that in those key moments, that player doesn't fail. He doesn't mess up. And it was in those key moments that our offensive line didn't shine. That last drive, we needed the offensive line to be a juggernaut. We needed them to not hold, but to stand strong, and they didn't. What's supposed to be one of our, what we say going into every game, your offensive line has to be a strength, and it wasn't. It wasn't strong enough. I put on X, should we bring in La'el Collins? Kick the tires on that, And it's not to replace Steele. It's to, maybe we got to look at this man's footwork. Maybe he's not really ready to be out there. Maybe he needs to sit a game. Maybe or just to add some more beef on that right side, when we want to go short down yardage, or when we want to go goal line, and you just want to add. Collins is still strong as ever, I bet. And it's just for me, it's about doing what we can to get this offensive run game going. You know, me personally, Cowboys, you don't have the offensive line to do the brotherly shove. I like Biotish, but he's not Kelsey. He's not nowhere near that man's level. So you're not going to get the push. You're not. The Eagles' offensive line, that push starts with the center and the guards. And our guys just aren't getting low enough. They're not getting the push. Because like I said, the center's not that strong. He's not. He's not technically in his development where Kelsey is. Because, well, Kelsey's probably a Hall of Famer. First ballot, more likely. But, for me, the game was close. It was a hard-fought game. I think the offense showed you that, yeah, we can battle. A few missed drops, some missed calls here and there by, but, we got to push through that, Sometimes, coach, hey, look, take the points here. All right, yeah, they're going for it on fourth down. Yeah, they're this and that. But you know what? We don't have the O-line they do. We're not at home, so we don't have that support from the crowd. We're not necessarily going to get that call that the other team's going to get. I didn't get to watch the last of the game. I'm going to try to go back and rewatch some of it. But like I said, this is just raw emotion. Not raw emotion because I'm upset on it. It was a good game. We had a chance to win. We didn't. It's not Dak's fault. It's not just Steele's fault. It's a team loss. Like I said, the O-line didn't do that. Dak, I needed you to maybe hit one more key throw. Head coach, hey, get your guys in the end zone on that last call. Get your dogs out there. Yeah, they finished it with CD, but you can't let CD at the 5-yard line and think he's going to run it in with everybody focused in on him. So, it was a tough loss. We'll see them again. But what the Cowboys got to do now is they got to get laser focused. I think they said 2.5 games out. You've lost 3 games in the NFC. You can't lose no more. You can't lose no more. Can't lose no more games in the NFC. You got to dominate everybody else in your division. You got to dominate when you play the Seahawks. We got the Commanders twice. We got the Giants once. We got the Eagles once. There's somebody else in there that we got to face. I forget. I got scared. I think we got a couple NFC games. Like I said, our NFC games left. We can't lose no more of those because then that affects our seedings in the playoffs. And then we also want to beat the Dolphins and these teams that the Eagles would beat. That way, if we do have a tie record, we got to have a tiebreaker in there somewhere. And we got to dominate our head-to-head matches. But the Cowboys got to step up, go back to the drawing board, fix things we can fix internally. I'm for adding some players to the practice squad. I'd bring in Sue, put him on the roster. Just something to bolster the offensive line, something to bolster the defensive line. I would have loved a corner before the trade deadline, but, we didn't get one, so there's no point in talking about that, really. But pieces that we can add, let's go add them. You can add quality depth on the O-line by bringing in Collins. You can add quality depth on the defensive line by bringing in Sue. And plus, that's just another veteran. A veteran that's won a Super Bowl, been to a couple more. So it's about adding quality leadership or quality depth, especially with Suh. Big, strong dude, play one tech, three tech. I would say mainly a three tech. So that gives you another guy along with Osa that, hey, whatever we go. If that means you got to cut one of these young corners, that young receiver from the 7th round, and bring Suh onto the roster, then that's what you do. But it's about churning the bottom of your roster, adding good veteran quality depth right now as we push towards the playoffs, push towards this deep run. You got to add somebody. You got to add a couple places, people. You add one on the practice squad in Collins. Let him, work out with your training staff, your docs. See if he's ready to go. You bring in Suh. I say bring in Suh and just put him on an active roster, and hey, if he's this week, hey, he's just on the roster, but he's working. And then next week, he's playing. But, hey, man, I'm not going to be too hard on the players. They played their butts off. They fought to the very end. It's a game of inches. They lost by a couple inches. The ball bounces here or there. Hey, we're having a different feeling this morning. But I'm confident in this team. I haven't lost none. I think we still have a team that can make a deep run, Super Bowl push. But coach has got to lock in some things. DQ got to get some things together for his defense. Mike needs to continue to tinker with some things on the offense, and we'll be fine, people. Hey, season's far from over. Y'all stay up, stay positive, and hey, we got this, baby. Hey, Dallas Cowboys for life. This is Zay, Jose. Y'all take it easy. One.